morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the merits of a joint stock company. As you know, that a joint stock company is registered under the Companies Act 2013, and time to time it has many amendments. It has several features, and out of those features, we can take out the merits as well as demerits. So, some points in these merits are already taught to you. So, let's start with the merits of a joint stock company. So, first point is limited liability. The members of a joint stock company are also known as shareholders, and these shareholders have to invest some amount to purchase the share capital of the company. Suppose uh, Mr. A has purchased shares worth rupees 10,000. It means when there is a chance of loss or there is actual loss, his total contribution in the loss will not be more than rupees 10,000. So that's why its liability is limited. He will not pay a single rupee after this amount. It is a feature also, it is a merit also. In sole proprietor, we have seen that the owner has unlimited liability. In the partnership also there is unlimited liability, but here we have limited liability, so it is very safe. Means we know the actual amount when the company is going in loss we have to pay. Then coming to next point, that is transfer of interest. Transfer of interest here means transfer of ownership. It is not the bank interest, it is ownership of shares. So, whenever we wish to sell the share, we can sell them to any other person through brokers, and this way the transfer of interest is possible here. But in many business, it is not possible. We cannot transfer the ownership of our stake to others. So it is also a merit. Anytime we can sell our share, it can be through online mode or physical mode. Then next point is perpetual existence. Perpetual existence is related with the life of business. And the life of a joint stock company is unlimited. There is a quote like member may come and member may go, but the company will continue forever. So it is not affected by the coming or going out of members, by their insolvency, by bankruptcy, or by imprisonment, or by insanity. The company is continued for a long time period. Its life is almost unlimited. We have many examples of companies which are running from past 100 or 150 years. No other form of business has such type of existence. Then next is growth and expansion. The company form of business have large amount of funds through which they can grow their business and they can expand it, and there is no limit on expansion. Like you have seen, many multinational companies nowadays are operating in almost all countries of the world and in every part of the country. Like the soft drink company Coca Cola and Pepsi are present in almost all the countries and in their every state, every city, every town, every village also. In remotest area it is also available. So this is the scale of operation. The scale of operation is very large. So growth and expansion is possible. Next point is efficient management. Efficient management can be hired here just because of funds. Because a company have a paying capacity, we can pay any amount of salaries to the managers whenever we require any particular type of specialist or managers. We can hire them by offering them higher salary or highest salary. You know that many CEOs from India are working abroad like Google and Microsoft, and they are getting very large amount of salaries. So it is possible just because of funds. And last point is also related to this large amount of capital. The capital of a company is contributed by a number of shareholders. Every shareholder has to pay a minimum amount of capital. Say rupees 10,000 is minimum limit. It is just an example, and there are lakhs of shareholders within the country and outside the country also. So company can collect any amount of funds from general public, but it must remember that they can raise capital up to that limit which is written in their memorandum of association in the capital clause, which restrict the company to take money from the market up to that particular limit. So when we start a company, we have to write maximum amount of share capital, authorized share capital, then we can collect up to that amount from the market. So overall we can see that these 3 points are correlated: growth and expansion, efficient management, and large amount of capital. All three are correlated, they are related with the capital. If we have large amount of capital, we can have efficient management and we can grow and expand our business. So that's all for today. Thank you, students.